brake locks. It's the thing that every single vehicle has. And they come in different forms, including cast iron and steel. And on the extremely rare circumstances, wood. Now, from all the downsides that every single brake has, wood has the most downside. The wood could splinter, break, or tear apart, and they are the most weakest out of all the brakes. But with enough application, they could eventually catch on fire. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if you were running at slower speeds, but if you were on a runaway train, this would be terrifying. But an engineer on the Northwestern Railway lived through this nightmare by the name of Noah Jacobs. On April 22nd, 1928, freight is waiting for Northwestern number 5, nicknamed James. James is a Class 28. Originally belonging to the Great Northern Railway, James would later be bought out by Sir Topham Hatt a month prior. James left Titmuth Sheds at 3:18. The freight that James is gonna pull comes from the mainland, and he has to deliver it to Brandon Docks. Now, James is very tired because being woken up at 3:18 typically doesn't make you that energetic. The crew of James consists of 48-year-old Noah Jacobs as the driver, 35-year-old fireman Kenneth Oswald, and 25-year-old brakeman Charles Williams. The type of trucks that James is gonna pull are nicknamed troublesome trucks due to their heavy design. More on that later though. One of the crews that loaded the trucks went up to James's driver. "Hey, don't overuse those brakes. Remember, they are wooden brakes." "Yes, I know." "Okay, I'm just reminding you." "You too, James. These trucks are 80 tons. Be careful." "Yes, I know. James departs the yard, but before he can fully leave, he's stopped by a shunter engine. "Oi, James, are you okay? You kinda seem down tonight." "Yeah, I'm just tired. Thomas and Percy were keeping me up all night." "It can't be that bad, right?" "Yes, it can! What do you know about trying to sleep and having those two morons keeping you up? What do you know about that?" "Huh? Tell me! I don't hear anything." I'm sorry for yelling on you. I just want to get this done." "Okay, well, have a safe trip, James." "Thank you." Little did anyone know, the shunter engine spoke a little bit too soon. James is now moving with the freight, heading towards Brandon Docks. James passes through the route at a speed of 55 to 50 miles per hour. Kenneth and Jacob share a joke. "Hey, Jacob." "Yes, Kenneth?" "What do you call a train that likes to run?" "I don't know. What?" "A runaway train." Good one, Kenneth. A couple hours later, James arrives on Gordon's Hill on the island of Sodor. As James slowly pulls the 80-ton trucks up the hill, he thinks about giving up. Climbing up Gordon's Hill with troublesome trucks is the most hardest thing to do as a driver on the Northwestern Railway. But, surely enough, after about 5 minutes of just slowly getting up this hill, James finally reaches the top of Gordon's Hill. Now, it's called Gordon's Hill because Northwestern number 4, nicknamed Gordon, got stuck up here. So, they named it Gordon's Hill. James gets up the hill and he finally thinks that he's in the clear, but the trucks are thinking something else. As James approaches the downhill grade, the troublesome trucks decide to execute their plan and start ramming into James. Oh shit! The driver puts the brakes into emergency and the trucks push James down the hill. James reaches a speed of 100 miles per hour. Meanwhile, at Natford Station, Northwestern number 1 and Northwestern number 2 are chilling at Natford Station. The driver of Northwestern number 2, or Charlie Sand, is training Thomas's driver, named Bob.
Of course you are. I think you nearly know as much about cars as
After
I do
bumping
now.
into a few cars a little bit too hard,
Almost.
I meant to do that.
they hear a whistle and then a voice screaming out for help.
Oh, they're pushing me. They're pushing me.
It's James being pushed by the trucks traveling at about 80 miles per hour. Bob puts the throttle at max and begins pursuing James.
Oh dear! Help!
The trucks keep chanting, singing, and even mocking James. And then, James's brakes catch on fire, which eliminates any braking power. Thomas finally is approaching James.
Oh, Thomas!
Use your brakes! Use your brakes! I can't! My brakes are on fire! I can't use them at all! Alright, well, I'm gonna try to couple up from behind. I'm gonna try to slow you down.
Hurry, Thomas!
At this point, James is traveling at a speed of 80 to 70 miles per hour. Hey, couple me up! Couple me up! I'm gonna try to slow you guys down. Okay. Now, equipped with a shunter's paw, Charles tries to couple up with Thomas, but because of the rattling of the cars, it's gonna be a difficult task to do.
We mustn't give up. We have to try.
Faster! Faster!
At this point, no one remembers there's a curb up ahead with a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit. Charles is desperately trying to hook up, and as he gets the hook on the chain, Northwestern number 5 flies off the tracks at a speed of 60 miles per hour.
Edward was right.
But you may be wondering to yourself, how could this crash happen? Well, as I mentioned before, these trucks weighed 80 tons each, which weighed a lot more than the 40-ton trucks. And it doesn't help that James's brakes were wooden instead of steel or cast iron. And wooden brakes are a lot more weaker than steel brakes. and they were more prone to igniting. But you may be also wondering, why didn't Charles put the brakes on the brake van? Well, it's because Charles wasn't properly trained at all, so he didn't know how to turn on the brakes on a brake van. James was doomed as soon as he reached the top of Gordon's Hill. If James had steel brakes instead of wooden brakes, he would have slowed down just enough so he could pass the curve with no problem. After this, Sir Topham had made the Safer Item of Sorrow program, where he would make steel brakes a standard and switch out the trucks. The troublesome trucks are expected to be retired by 1948. Northwestern number 1 quickly rushes back to Natford to get the breakdown train, nicknamed Judy and Jerome.
Jerome! Emergency! James is off the line! His brakes were on fire! Right! We're ready! Crew up!
After being connected to the breakdown train, Thomas goes full speed down the line.
What do you think you're...
Sorry, sir, but this is an emergency!
After a while of cleaning trucks, they were finally ready to lift up
I
James.
hope this will teach you troublesome trucks a lesson. Have you got him at the front there, Judy?
Yes, Jerome, ready to lift.
Me too. Let's go! You're all right. You're all right.
We've got you.
After 2.5 hours of cleaning, James was back on the tracks.
Sir Topham Hatt had come to make sure that everyone was okay.
Well done, Thomas. Now, I'd like you to take James to the steamworks. Do you know the way?
Yes, sir. I do, sir. It's where I was painted blue.
That's right.
Except for the few cattle that were killed when James derailed, no one had died. After the incident, Thomas got his own branch line starting from Natford and ending at Farquhar. James was repaired, fitted with a new coat of paint, and fitted with steel brakes instead of wooden. Thomas and James are still operating on the island of Sodor as of 1972. Well, this video is gonna get Mattel to copyright strike me for this video. I really like how The Adventure Begins depicted the book series. I read some of the books before I threw them away. The Adventure Begins was really the last good movie out of the Thomas franchise before it all went to shit. I mean, Journey Beyond Sodor is kinda okay, but that god-awful cry. Oh my god, just shut up! Well, I'm gonna let you guys go, and happy April Fools.